Hello and good morning. I'm Carolyn, your host, and welcome to Weekly Minis, your bite-sized workshop on the hottest acro topics. A few things before we get started. You can reference all of our previous weekly minis and more amazing content on our Acrobatic Arts channel on YouTube. I'll put a direct link in the comments for you. If you have any questions while we're live today, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to get Meaghan to answer them before the end of our presentation. If you know someone who would benefit from hearing about today's topic, be a friend and click the share button on this post right now and let them know that we're here. Today, we are so fortunate to have the Meaghan Wegg presenting on hoop hanging fundamentals and more. Meaghan studied aerial hoop and contortion at the National Circus School in Montreal. She was a featured artist performing around the world with Cirque du Soleil, as well as Seven Figures. So after this presentation, not now, go on to YouTube and check out Meaghan Wegg, see her amazingness in all her glory, and we have her here today. She is also the Australia, New Zealand, and Asia Division Manager for Acrobatic Arts, and she loves to share her knowledge and positivity with us. We are thrilled and grateful for your time and expertise. Welcome, Meaghan.
Hi, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Good morning. So we're back in the studio with you again this week. Lucky, so fortunate, you've got the hoop set up, and I believe you have Nathan with you again today.
Yes, he's my demonstrator today.
Awesome. Well, I'm not going to take up any more time because I know that people want to hear from you and what you've got prepared. So if you want, go ahead, take it away and have a great time.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Today we're going to work on hanging fundamentals on an aerial hoop. It's one of our first weekly minis working with aerial arts. And I want to let you know that it's as similar as working an acro class just off the ground. So today we're going to start with our neutral and hollow hangs. I want to just explain the magic of it, the simplicity of hanging in your posture, which is so the same as ballet and acro, upside down. So Nathan, can you come into the picture, please? Here's Nathan. We're going to start with our neutral hang. So I'm going to get you to grab and lock your fingers and lock your thumbs, and you're going to transfer your weight by doing a gentle plie, keeping your ribs tucked in and keeping your feet on the ground. I'm just going to tilt a little bit so you can see his feet. He's on the ground, and there is our neutral hang. Now, Nathan, rest for a sec. Now, can you just show me rush and grab the hoop with no neutral hang, just as if you're engaging or not engaging? Okay, so a few errors that happen when we're hanging and could cause potential injury is when you can rest now, is when you're going to grab something like a monkey bar or a hoop, and you're not focusing on the posture and the technique that's required. So the magic of hanging is your simple transfer of weight from your feet to your hands. And that is your secret power for all of spinning and performing on an aerial hoop. You want to stay engaged and transferring your weight effortlessly. So one more time, a hanging neutral. You grab, lock your thumbs, and then plie and nice posture fix. Okay, let's go into your hollow position. It's very similar to on the ground. You point your toes in front of you and you lace your ribs together and show that hollow position. Now, Nathan, sink in not so great technique. So and now pull up into your shoulders and show me your hollow position again. Ribs, 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 ribs. Good. Thank you. You can rest. A very good use for hollow position and neutral position is when you're spinning, when you're hanging upside down, just doing a posture check the whole step of the way during your technique on a hoop. So Nathan, can you give us a little demonstration? I'm going to get you actually to do your pivot spin. And so this is a level 6 in aerial arts. But what I want you to focus on is his ribs and his neutral position going into his hollow position once he's inside. So I'm going to get out of the way. And he's going to spin. Okay, you don't have to do it as long as we normally do it. So now he's hanging. He's holding a neutral position with a little cobra. Then he's going to get inside and he's going to work on lacing his ribs together, keeping engaged so that he can bring the spin up. Good. And come down. Thank you. You can spin the other way if you're dizzy, if you need to. So that was a little example of when we get to a higher level, we still have to go back to the fundamentals and the basics of neutral and hollow positions while hanging. He was hanging using a chin-up position and getting inside, moving around, still having to reformat into that square hollow position while he was spinning. So when we have the hoop in our big gym at higher heights, he can pump and spin way faster. Therefore, it's more of a challenge for him to try against the gravity to keep that hollow position. Okay, we're going to work on a few other hollow position hangs. Can I see you do your shoulder shrugs, actually? So face sideways and up. This is going through neutral, keeping your ribs in. Do one more. It's very important that you warm up and say hello to your shoulder girdle. Just like in acro, you can do shoulder shrugs on all fours, on the wall, in a handstand. We must do it hanging so our hanging body can get strong enough to pull us up when we need. So that is keeping our neutral hang. Let's go into a hollow position. Can you show me a one leg pike position, please? So lift up, one leg in pike and the other leg in tuck, and then switch it, and then switch it, and then switch it, and rest. Good. So now can you show me that with not so great technique? It's going to be difficult, I think. Yeah. So that was a very good, not so great technique, Nathan. Thank you. That is a perfect example of someone for the first time getting on and thinking about the legs and the technique of what your body's supposed to be doing without remembering to transfer your weight, keeping your ribs tucked in. Okay, it's a simple transfer of weight from the floor to the hoop. Now, can you show me a leg lift? So this is up to level 4, 5, and 6. Tendu devant with 2 legs in your hollow and all the way up and down. Do one more. All the way up. Yes, very nice. So while doing your transfer of weight, keeping your hollow position and your ribs tucked in, you also need to keep your legs straight and your toes pointed, and you need to get to the range of motion. The first leg lift in the syllabus is only required at 2 o'clock. So if you're looking at my clock, 2 o'clock is over there, and 12 o'clock is what the progression goes to after you've reached a few reps at 2 o'clock. So it's great conditioning skills. You can even do all these things at home on a chin-up bar too. Okay. Other things to consider with fundamentals is making sure you cushion your conditioning with stretching. So shoulder stretching, as well as mobility and stability, like we showed with your shoulder shrugs, and then engaging and holding for a certain amount of time. That altogether will give you a strong aerialist. I would like to work on our pencil series. So for me, a pencil is just a straight line, just like a pencil that we would write with at school or at home. In the syllabus, we start with something called a pre-pencil. So it's introducing that hollow shape, but the difficulty of the leg underneath and the knee hook. So can you show us your pre-pencil, please? You're going to lock your hands and thumb. You're going to plie, keeping a hollow position. Your knee is locked and your leg is going to come up. That is a pre-pencil. Okay, it's important that we understand that outside leg that goes up and touches the hoop, and it's right above the knee. Okay, now you can rest, Nathan. Now we're going to go into pencil from pre-pencil, apologies. So pre-pencil, hollow and hold, and then you're going to chin up, pushing your leg into the hoop and pushing your other leg down. Very good. Now I'm going to come and cue you and show teachers how I would guide a student for the first time to do this. But first, Nathan, can you show me, not so great technique, what normally students do? They don't engage their knee and they slide. Okay, that's very normal. And what I'm going to show you is how to lock your knee and lock your other leg to keep you engaged up to that high pencil. Okay. So he's going to start in his pre-pencil, and then I'm going to lock here and pull here. Ready and up. Just locking it here reminds him that he has to engage and not slide. Very good. Thank you. Once you understand to keep it high in that pencil position, you're ready for the next progression, which goes into an arabesque. So let's get you to do all three: pre-pencil and pencil all the way to arabesque. And then your leg posture is exactly where it needs to be for that next skill. Very nice, Nathan. Now, why don't you give yourself a little knee spin so we can see all angles? Are you okay? Breathing? Okay. Give yourself a little spin. And pencil, arabesque, and hold it. Very nice. And come down. Thank you. Very good. So that shows you a progression from primary all the way up to level 6, because we took little key fundamental steps to get there. And it's one of my favorites. It's our pre-pencil series to arabesque. So moving on, I would like to share with you a way that we can do a double spin with 2 people on a hoop. And basically, you're both hanging, standing on the side in a neutral position. You put one leg and then you lean, and then it will create a nice spin together, and you can just do a double pose together, okay? And leg up. And together, which way are we gonna go? That way? Ready, and here. And attach your knee, and then grab underneath and open. And it's so fun. Now, Nathan, let's press and a straddle down. Very good. High five. Thank you. Okay, so that is my little fundamental series for today. We can show you anything else that you would like to see. And if there's any questions, happy to answer.
Awesome. Thank you. That looked like so much fun, Meaghan and Nathan.
It
Awesome
was.
as always. I will leave it open for questions in the comments while we chat here for just a second. If anybody has anything they'd like to ask, I always say it's a great opportunity. You have the expert here right now, right in front of you. If you're live with us, don't hesitate. Meaghan's here to take your call. But here's the thing, Meaghan, what I noticed and what I love about, well, aerial arts and your approach is such a focus on the fundamentals, so that you've established the foundation, which is really the core of good training, the fundamentals of posture and how to build strength and support those progressions that you've shown. So once you've developed that fundamental stance, then you can move on to those other things that look so fun and amazing that we see on social media and that everybody wants to do. But ultimately, you've got to come back to the basics, right?
Yeah, Nathan's in a pre-pro level, and we always are working on our primary and level 1 skills, and I'm drilling them 100 times, and he always knows that's what's key to help get those higher level skills.
Right. So like we say, sometimes those things that were once new to you become your warm up, or they become the basics for the bigger things, but we never stop going back to those basics. And so speaking of which, I know I do have a question for you, but I'm just going to ask, you've just announced, speaking of fundamentals, you just announced a new fundamentals course, or a couple of them coming up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got some new courses coming up, I think in March and in June, and you have some announcements about other courses and things coming up. We can't say yet, I don't know, but there's more to come, right? So people should keep their eyes and ears open, but to get that fundamental, the basics, there are courses available to you coming online from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah,
okay.
All of our hoop theory.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all of our hoop theory is coming March, April, May, June, and July. And we are working on practical tours, definitely in Australia, in Maroochydore in Queensland. And we're working on one in New Zealand and one in the UK as well. We're finalizing details as we speak.
Super exciting. So for all the people in the back, there are online courses, practical courses, in person, and very exciting things happening. So one of the questions you have from Heidi is, she wants to know what size hoop you're using.
My personal hoop, that's a great question. And we talk about sizes in our theory course. I measure inside diameter. My hoop is a 37.5 inch diameter. The hoop that I had at Cirque du Soleil was 36 inches, which is the standard hoop size. When I was more bendy and did more contortion inside my hoop, that was nice to kind of have a tighter hoop to squeeze my leg through, but I like a little bit more space to breathe. For someone like Nathan, he's in a 40-inch hoop. This one's okay for him, but it's a little small because he's taller.
Awesome. So different variables, different performance training environments call for different size hoops. Yes, is that true?
Yeah, and it depends on your height and your range of motion, your flexibility. There's lots of things to consider.
Of course, of course. So like we said, all of that information and more in that fundamentals course, and then the progressions come from there into the practical hoop training. You get that safety element and everything involved in that, and learn all about the great things that Nathan was showing us today. So I don't think that Heidi says thank you, but there are no further questions. We did want to say though, that there are we'll continue to update our Aerial Arts Instagram page. And so I'll put the link in our comment section for people to find out more about those upcoming training opportunities and tours that Meaghan was suggesting are coming your way. We'll put those in the Instagram group. You can always reach out to us at Acrobatic Arts for more information, but there is more coming. I'll put all of those links in the comment section as we close out today. There is another question for you from Natalie. Do you need to have actual experience? This is a great question. Natalie asks, do you have to have actual experience to be able to start to teach?
Beautiful question. No, you do not have to have any experience to start to learn the theory course. What we do in that theory course is we take 6 hours with you into 2 different days, and you have your computer, your notebook, and us with you to ask all these questions. And we share the whole syllabus with you. We talk about insurance and rigging and warm-ups and stretches and conditioning, all the skills with you so you can learn with your eye. We teach your eye how to understand what aerial arts is all about. And then you have all that theory to work on and to study with your manual and your notebooks review. And then there's a practical course that happens in person, and you get to learn for the first time how to teach someone how to hang on a hoop and how to spot someone. And we get you fully hands-on that whole day for that practical course. When I studied my coaching diploma at the National Circus School, they knew me as an artist, and their philosophy, which I love, is to teach. They said anyone can teach. You don't have to already know the discipline. A good teacher will study and know the biomechanics of the skills, the fundamentals, and then you can teach anything to anyone. So they challenged me to that, because normally I always preferred to get in the hoop to teach people. But I had to talk to them about the biomechanics of skills on the ground, a back tuck, round of back tuck. It was acrobatics that I was doing as well as aerials. And my final exams, and every month they challenged me to teach them something through words, sitting down, because they said, if ever you have a broken arm or you're sick or something, you're not able to get up. So it's amazing, the program. And I truly believe that once you take a course like ours with someone who's very experienced to be able to show you all the steps of the way, you won't have to ever had experience, because you're going to learn it. And all of our years of experience are put into the course. So it takes away the hiccups that you might have done from being a beginner, and you just learn the proper steps right away. So I truly believe you don't have to have any experience, because we're there guiding you through the whole way.
Well, Meaghan, I think you have inspired those with experience and those who don't, because the comment section is fired up about the possibilities. So awesome job, both of you today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take a quick check to see if there's any other further questions. I don't think that there is. So thank you for your questions, Natalie. Thank you very much, Meaghan and Nathan, for being here today. Thank you, teachers, for joining us for this weekly mini. Join us next week. We'll be talking with Acrobatic Arts CEO and founder Mandy Yip about our specialty apps, including the Aerial Arts app. You can learn more about Acrobatic Arts and our programs at acrobaticarts.com. Join us again next week. See you then. Thanks, everybody.